Om Shanti. Very good morning to everyone. I'm Cindy, the MC for this retreat. On behalf of the organizing team for this retreat, we would like to extend our warmest welcome to everyone. You are special. Special in such a way that you took this spiritual knowledge online, meditation also online, even attend this retreat now is online. Congratulations, you all have completed the 7-day course and start the spiritual journey. Welcome once again. With this, I would like to introduce a brief introduction of this half-day retreat. The theme of this retreat is the power and effects of thoughts. And the whole program will start from now till 12:30 p.m. For this retreat, we are fortunate to have Meera Didi with us. Didi is the Director of Centers in Brahma Kumaris Malaysia. And we also have Brother Lechu, our President cum National Coordinator of Brahma Kumaris Malaysia. Plus, one of our another speaker for this retreat is Brother Muli, our coordinator for the branch of KK from Borneo. So these are the lineup for today's retreat, but not least, not just listening and meditate, go to the deepest of your spiritual progress. We also have a session for stretching and exercise. That is how we balance our spiritual, the mind, and also the body. Just like before we start the program, we meditate, listen to the commentary. In our daily routine, also the same. Before we start anything, we were able to adjust accordingly. So this retreat will be light and easy and still empowering the soul. So just feel free, if you have any questions derived from this retreat, just write in the chat box, all right? So without further ado, I would like to welcome Meera Didi, our Director of Center of Brahma Kumaris Malaysia. Didi, with more than 50 years of experience, especially related to the subject of mind matter. And this is why we have this retreat for all of you. Didi also dedicated her time for world service. Didi traveled a lot for conducting talks, lectures to thousands of people. I would like to share my experience with Didi, her specialty, regardless of the physical age, but mind is powerful and active and full of zeal and enthusiasm, willing to share and helping others in our spiritual progress. So we are so fortunate to have Meera Didi with us this morning for the retreat. So let us welcome Meera Didi for the first session on the power and effect of thoughts. Let us welcome Meera Didi. Thank you.
A very good morning and Om Shanti. Greetings of peace to each and everyone. On my own behalf, I would also like to take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to all of you and congratulate you for making the decision to spend the Sunday morning for yourself. Well done. I was thinking that as human beings, all of us do something from birth to death, whether we are north, south, east, or west. It is something common to all of us. You may wonder, what is it? Thinking. We are not free from thoughts at any time from the time we are born until death. So we can say that thoughts are the constant companions of human life. It is always with us. We don't stop thinking. Even in sleep, we are subconsciously thinking. So according to the research a few years ago, it was mentioned that, human beings think anything up to 50,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. So you can imagine, according to that, what will be the speed of our thoughts, during the day, 50 to 60,000 thoughts. So thoughts, we can say, are our constant companions. They influence everything that we do. But the wonder of thoughts is that you cannot see them. You cannot touch them. But all the thoughts that we have in our mind is always connected with something that we see, something that we hear, something that we smell, something that we touch. So that is why I always consider thoughts as the constant companion of human life. Do you agree? Okay. But these thoughts in our life comes to us sometimes as friends and sometimes as enemies also. How do you identify that thoughts are your friends or enemies? We have seen from experience that when thought comes to us as our friends, we feel the freedom, inner peace, happiness. It's like a bird free from the cage. I remember my childhood. When I used to look at the sky and see the birds flying, I used to feel how nice if I can be a bird like that. But of course, now I know that when thoughts are our friends, we feel like that, flying like a bird, freedom. But when the same thoughts, becomes our enemies, you feel like a bird in the cage, a prisoner, locked up. Like you want to do something, but you can't do it. You have the desire, but no willpower. So it's a life of struggle. So one thing we should always remember, thoughts are inevitable. You cannot stop thinking. Thoughts are inevitable, but thinking is optional. You can choose what you want to think. So I understood this very quickly, very clearly when I came to Raj Yoga. That is why the expression that is used is you become what you think, because choice is yours. And now, in order to allow you to make this choice, I would like to imagine your mind like a screen. It's like a projector screen. And on that screen, you see 4 lanes like the traffic. And each lane represents one type of thoughts. So actually, there are 4 types of thoughts that runs on this screen of our mind constantly, night and day. So as I speak to you, I would like you to visualize. You can give any color you like. I don't want to give any color to the particular thought, but I would just like to describe before I take you into the journey of its effect. So the first type of thought normally comes in human life is necessary thoughts. Necessary thoughts like now it is time to eat. I am hungry. I must eat. It is now night. I must sleep. I must go to sleep. It is time to go to work. So necessary thoughts. So one is necessary thoughts. They are running with the normal speed according to our responsibility, according to our routine of the day. They don't create any plus or minus effect. Okay. Now, the second type of thoughts are thoughts which are called unnecessary thoughts. Unnecessary, which means waste thoughts. These are thoughts connected with yesterday, thoughts connected with tomorrow, thoughts connected with other people. So we have this unnecessary thoughts. In other words, I call it as waste thought. They are coming into our mind, particularly at this point of time, with a lot of speed, like a storm, like a hurricane, you can say. And that is why our life is shaken. So many unnecessary thoughts, unnecessary, silly, funny thoughts. And we don't know how to control them. And finally, we end up getting exhausted. So that is the second type of thoughts, what we call waste thought, unnecessary thoughts. Now, the third lane of thoughts is what is called negative thoughts. So negative thoughts are poisonous. Waste thoughts increases your weight, because according to physics, they say that the waste thought carries a certain amount of mass. Mass is heavy, so it makes you heavy. But negative thoughts, according to medical science, it is poisonous, because 90% of the physical ailments is due to negative thoughts. That is why doctors also say it is psychosomatic. Psych means mind, soma means body. So these are negative thoughts, which is like, for example, thoughts of fear, thoughts of doubt, thoughts of assumption, thoughts of anxiety, insecurity. All this is in the negative thoughts lane. And I think that percentage is also increasing day by day. And that is why new sicknesses in the body is also erupting. So that is the third type of thoughts called negative thoughts. And now the last lane is what is called positive thoughts. Positive thoughts are thoughts of peace, thoughts of love, thoughts of happiness, thoughts of the present, thoughts of relaxation. Now, I would like each one of you to give percentage for yourself according to today. Even since you wake up in the morning today, you woke up until now, what is the percentage of your necessary thoughts? What is the percentage of your waste thoughts? What is the percentage of your negative thoughts and positive thoughts? This is not to show anybody, just for your own assessment, so that you are able to understand whether you are using the mind or mind is using you. because mind is the power of thinking. Whether I am the master of my mind or mind is mastering me, you will be able to understand. Now, it is also important to know that every thought creates feelings. Thought creates feelings. Thoughts plus feelings becomes attitude. And attitude creates vibration. And vibrations create atmosphere. So this is something to understand clearly. Thought creates feelings. Thoughts and feelings become attitude. Attitude creates vibration. Vibrations make atmosphere. Now you can recall your experience in your life. When you go to a particular place and you don't know what people are doing there, but somehow as soon as you enter that place, the effect, the vibrations of that place is heavy. You become lethargic. You become heavy for no reason. You went there very fresh, but the atmosphere is filled with heaviness. So you feel lethargic. What is it due to? But the people who are working, people who are living there has emitted waste thoughts, and that has created vibrations of heaviness, which affects your mind and body. You start feeling sleepy. See, nowadays you go in the train, you go in the bus, even people are just sitting doing nothing, they are already falling sleepy. It's not that they did not have enough sleep, but lethargic, waste thinking. People are emitting waste thinking vibration, just like you emit smoke from your car, and then it fills the atmosphere and makes the atmosphere polluted. And so we are polluting the atmosphere with our waste thinking. We are not realizing how it is affecting the health of others, how it is affecting the atmosphere. So waste thought actually creates vibrations that is heavy, and that makes our mind and body lethargic. Now, negative thoughts, like sometimes you go to a place, suddenly you start feeling insecurity. Suddenly your heart starts pumping faster. Suddenly you see a police coming from a distance, you think that they're coming to catch you, because you just start feeling the fear. Police means fear. Hospital means fear. So it's just the vibrations of fear. You experience insecurity. You experience yourself becoming nervous, doubt, assumptions, maybe this, maybe that. And that actually affects your system of the body. So this is why doctors always say, the first step towards healing any kind of sickness is to change your pattern of thoughts. As I said earlier, you become what you think. So if you don't make your mind your best friend, no matter how much medication you can take, doctors can only treat the iceberg of the sickness, but you have to cure it through your positive thoughts yourself. I'll come back to that afterwards. I'm just describing the effect of negative thinking on the atmosphere, how the vibrations. And then the fourth type of thoughts, what we call positive thoughts. Positive thoughts, according to physics, they have very light nature. They don't have any mass, because positive thoughts are always connected with the present. It's not with the past nor of the future. And because it is present, it is light. And it is always connected with thinking good about yourself, good about others. And that is why it is always a great joy to be with someone who is a positive thinker. You feel so fresh, you feel so light, you feel so relaxed. So you can recall your experiences. Whenever you have been with someone, you can feel the vibrations, what kind of thoughts they are thinking on the basis of the vibration they are emitting. And so I should teach myself, to think positive so that I am able to create a healthy mind for myself and then create a healthy atmosphere, you know. So this is why they say that, the magic of the mind can do wonders. Hmm? So the other day, somebody was telling me that, the mind, the power of thoughts are so great that by concentrating on the matter, elements of matter, today we have created wonders. All these 7 wonders of the world is the magic of our thoughts. So just imagine if I am able to create such wonders in the nature using the concentration of my positive thoughts. If each one of us can spare a little bit of our time concentrating our mind on ourselves thinking positive, what kind of life we can create for ourselves, what kind of relationship we can create in the world, and what kind of nature we will have, animals and nature surrounding us. And so this is why it is very important to understand the power and effect of thoughts. We talk about atom. One atom has so much energy that it can destroy so many things in no time. So atom is only non-physical. It cannot move by itself. It has to be moved by someone who is living. So I am a soul. I am Atma, that is atom. So atom is also made up of 3 things: proton, neutrons, and electrons. So the movement of those 3 aspects of atom is based on our thoughts. When your thoughts are positive, you affect the movements of the atom in a clockwise manner. But when my thoughts are negative, the effect of that negative thoughts on the matter is anti-clockwise. So what we are seeing in our world today, the 5 elements of matter creating such havoc, natural calamities, the reason, the responsibility is on us. Because we are thinking negative, we are emitting waste thoughts, we have confused the element of matter, their movements. They have lost their center point. In fact, according to research, the nature of the fire is not to burn, it is to be cool. But now it has lost its center point and causing damage. So what we need to do is we have to realize that we have lost our first nature and we are using our second nature in our life. What we call in Raja Yoga as body consciousness is the second nature. Soul consciousness is our first nature. And because we are body conscious, we are under the influence of the vices, negativity like lust, greed, anger, attachment. So each vice has actually made the elements of matter lose their center point. So now there is a confusion amongst the elements themselves. So if I want to help myself, if I want to bring back the elements in harmony as it was in the beginning of the cycle, in the golden age. In the golden age, in the beginning of the cycle, as we know, everything was working in harmony. It was called Garden of Eden. That is what they call it, golden age. Harmony between man, harmony between man and nature, man and animal. But today there is no harmony even within myself. My mind, intellect, and sanskaras are constantly in conflict with each other. We don't have peace of mind. So when I am not at peace with myself, how can I live with peace with others? How can I bring peace to the elements of matter and animals? So actually, it begins with myself, you know. So I have to take responsibility for my thinking. As I said to you earlier, thoughts are inevitable. You cannot stop. Even if you learn meditation, you won't stop thinking. We don't teach people to stop thinking. We only teach people to divert your thoughts in the right direction, the art of positive thinking. So when I take the responsibility to master my thoughts, I master my mind. And when we master our minds, we are able to make the movements in the elements of matter in a clockwise direction. So this is why it is very important to pay attention to what I think, what is my awareness about myself throughout the day. See, mind has 6 aspects. There are 6 aspects of the mind which we need to understand to know the effect of the power of mind. So the first aspect of the mind is awareness. See, as is your awareness, so is your consciousness. It's a fine line only. So I need to remind myself all the time, who am I? I am not this body, I am a soul, a living energy with mind, intellect, and subconsciousness. So the more I am aware of my true identity, the 3 faculties of I, the soul, will work in harmony. So as is my awareness, so is my state of mind. Sometimes you must have noticed, suddenly your state of mind becomes filled with fear. Suddenly your mind is filled with enmity towards someone because you saw the person coming whom you don't like. So you just feel like hating that person. So the state of mind at any time is connected with the awareness you have. So the first aspect of the mind, the power of thought, is awareness, followed by state of mind, and then attitude. As is your state of mind, so is your attitude. It is mental outlook, they call it. Before you see through these physical eyes, you see somebody through your mind's eye, and there you start reacting already before you say anything. So our attitude is also connected with awareness. And the 4th aspect is my vision, my outlook. I see the world as I am, but not as it is. That is what is the expression used. And so my vision is connected with my attitude. It's the color of the glass that I am wearing. I will see the world with that color. So it is awareness, state of mind, attitude, my vision, and then my action. Then I perform action. And then I create an impression, what we call sanskara. And once an impression is created in my soul, I will get the thought from my subconscious mind to my conscious mind. And so this is why it is very important that I take responsibility about my thinking, what I am thinking whole day. If I'm thinking negative, that is because I am body conscious. If I'm thinking waste, that is because I'm identifying myself as a body. But if my thoughts are positive, if my thoughts are good, so I'm identifying myself as a soul. So this positive thinking works like healing. So the effect of that positive thoughts on my body, let us look into that first. Many times doctors will give up, thinking this patient hopeless, we give up. But the patient help themselves and become alive and live for many years because of their positive thinking, positive state of mind, positive attitude. We have many, many examples in Raj Yoga. Doctors have even said, prepare for the funeral, call all the relatives. But the patient regains their life again, which doctors cannot understand. That's why they call such patients as miracle patients, So you can help yourself. You can actually treat, you can cure your sickness to a great extent, heal yourself to a great extent with the power of thoughts. So then secondly, the effect of my positive thinking on my relationship. This is something we experiment a lot in Raj Yoga. It could be possible there could be some spiritual reasons, why my relationship is stranded, if there is conflict, not good relationship with somebody else. But I can actually, straighten that relationship with the power of my thoughts. My attitude can change the attitude of others. But then I need to, have such kind of power of positivity stored in myself. And I emit that positive energy in spite of my negative relationship with them. So slowly, the blockages in their intellect will be dissolved and our relationship becomes better. So the effect of our power of positive thinking, auspicious thinking, good thinking is that it even changes others' attitude towards myself. And so we are able to live in harmony. And thirdly, the effect, the power and effect of thought on the nature. Today people say that, they do some experiment in science. They give two plants, one person who is thinking negative, one person who is thinking positive to grow plants. So the person who is thinking negative, after some time the plant die off. The vibration it receives from the caretaker. But the person who is thinking positive, the plant grows very fast. Of course, plants don't have souls, we know. They are called living organisms. But they have certain chemicals in them which can absorb our vibrations. And so it is a practical evidence that when you are thinking positive, even the plants will respond to you. Even they grow better, they give fruits. Even you experiment with animals, look at the dog, because the master, gives love, treats the dog as a member of the family, treats the dog or the cat, whatever pet, as accepting them, it responds equally. It also gives the love back again. So the power of thoughts is enormous, actually. It can do wonders in our life, but we have not experimented. That is what scientists say. We have only used 10% of our mental energy. With all these inventions of science and technology, only 10% of our mental energy is being used. 90% of our mental energy is still waiting to be used. So you can see the invention of technology When I look at camera, I say, which is the best camera? Our eyes. Which is the best microphone? Our mouth. When you look at these aspects, you see the subtlety of subtle powers that thought carries with itself. So we must not waste the power of thoughts. Sometimes when people get something free, they don't have value, right? In those days, water and things like that, electricity you get free, you don't have value for it. When you have to pay for it, then you make sure that you don't waste it. Nowadays, even oxygen is not free. You have to buy oxygen. You have to buy water to drink. So people are having value for it now. So now what I would like to suggest you to see the effect, power and effect of thoughts, you must learn to how to save thoughts. I don't think anybody has ever told you that. I think they say save money, have a savings bank account, save water, save electricity. I don't think anybody has taught us so far save thoughts. So what does it mean, save thoughts? It's not that you don't think at all. Even in meditation, we do think, but we think slowly and we think positive. So saving thoughts means don't think too much and too fast. Whatever task you have to perform, if you have to think about 10 thoughts, only have 2 thoughts. But have the 2 thoughts so powerful that it can yield you the fruit of 10 thoughts. So save 8 thoughts. We have to save our thoughts in order to become powerful. Because one of the aim that we always have in our life is we want our thoughts to materialize, right? Because it gives us a great happiness to see whatever I thought, it got materialized. But it doesn't happen to everyone. Why? Because we think too much. Too many thoughts cannot materialize. So I need to, first of all, this formula I would like to give you to practice for this month. Try, first of all, save thoughts. And for that, the formula is think less, think slowly, and think positive. That's the first step. I have to slow down. I have to slow down. Then only I am able to understand my thoughts. What is it? So once I have done that, second step is only, think less, think positive, and think slowly, and think only that you want to speak. Don't speak too many things also. Only that you want to speak things, and only speak that you want to do. Then you will see your thoughts will begin to materialize, because your thoughts, your words, and your action becomes identical, and people will believe what you say, because you don't need to think too much to get your thoughts materialized. One of our senior sister was telling me the other day that, if you have one powerful thought one time, that's enough. But hold that powerful thought with patience in your mind. With the faith, it will happen. That's all. You don't need to repeat also in your mind. Just like if you sow a seed in the soil, fertile soil, that is it. It will definitely germinate and bear the fruit. All that you need is patience. So this is the sign of a person who has powerful mind. A powerful mind has patience, because they have faith that the powerful thought will definitely get materialized. And so actually the power and effect of thoughts is so great that you can change the whole world. It can perform an act of construction, just like atomic energy can perform an act of destruction. So the power of positive energy can perform an act of construction. It can change our whole life. It's all in the mind, isn't it? It all begins in the mind. Think first. That's why, usually people in the world, they say, think before you speak, think before you act. But in Raj Yoga, we add another one, think before you think. Because you must think the effect, cause and effect of that thought before you speak, so that you will not have such thoughts in your mind. So if I always want to have positive thoughts and think slowly, I must check my awareness. Awareness is the key. As is your awareness, so is your consciousness. Either you can be body conscious or you can be soul conscious. So this is why it is very important that we create that kind of foundation for our life. Understanding thought is the seed, foundation for our words and actions. And I think even the great scientists, whoever invented whatever devices for us that we are enjoying today, they also began with their thoughts. And then they were able to allow that thought to materialize with some patience. And so let us not waste any more thought energy. It is very expensive. Just like we say, don't waste electricity, it is very expensive. Wasting thought energy is very expensive. We have to pay a high toll. So make sure that you save your thoughts. Make your thoughts powerful, that every thought you think becomes a reality. That's what I read the other day somewhere. Thought can become things. You want some physical things that can also be achieved through your thoughts. Because the power of thoughts are such, it can gather things, material things, and bring back to you. Power of thoughts are such that it can work like medicine for your sickness. Power of thought has such energy that it can work like lubricant in your relationship. The relationship that is experiencing struggle, it becomes like a lubricant, softener. The nature that is now creating such havoc, if all of us begin to serve nature, give lot of attention to the 5 elements of matter, a lot of love to the elements of matter, they will respond to you. In Brahma Kumaris, we are doing some experiment with the growing of vegetables with the power of thought. We call it as, experiment with the meditation. And we have seen, apart from putting, organic, putting any other manure or fertilizer, the power of thought. When you sow the seed, the awareness you have. When you water the plant, the awareness that you have. All this counts a lot. And so I think, we should really look into making our mind our best friend. When you learn the art of making your mind your best friend, then you are able to get the cooperation from your mind so that you are able to start healing the world, healing the relationship, healing your own body, And so in that way, we are able to create a healthy society, healthy environment. See, somebody was telling me a very simple way of understanding the effect of thought. Say somebody is going for shopping. Actually, you don't want to buy anything. You don't want to go for shopping, but your friend forced you. Just go with me. You don't buy anything. Just give me company. So I just went along with the friend. So now when you went to the shopping mall, the people in the shopping mall, what they are thinking, I want. So you are flowing with that greed, desire environment. And after a few minutes going around the mall, you also start to have the thought, I think maybe I want this, better I take one. I think I may need this one, take another one. So you end up shopping, which was not planned by you. You see how they influence? Everybody is having the thought of desire of wanting. So without even having any intention, you were influenced. So it's so powerful, the power of thought, the effect that you get influenced. So first of all, I have to create a powerful mind where I am not influenced by the negativity of others. First, just like in the aeroplane, they say before you, put the mask on others, you must put it on yourself, the oxygen mask. So while living in this iron-ated world, we have to protect ourselves from not getting influenced by the vibrations of others. Sometimes the negative vibrations of others are so powerful, it can influence me without my knowing. So I have to create a fortress around myself so that I am protected, first step. And then I am able to help others to come out of that negativity. So this is why I need to make sure, I practice meditation, positive thinking at least twice a day. Morning 10 minutes, evening 10 minutes religiously. And then during the day, maybe 1 minute every hour, I stop and I charge myself. Just to pause for a while and I turn myself within, remind myself who am I, where I have come from, who is my father, why I'm here, whatever spiritual thoughts. So together with using the energy, I am also putting back the energy into myself. Now, this is what we practice in Raj Yoga called traffic control. It's a traffic control means you stop and then you charge your battery and then you move along. So at the end of the day, you don't feel the emptiness. So today what is happening is when we wake up in the morning, we are very fresh, right? Very fresh, very charged. And then we start doing our routine of the day. By half of the day, we are already exhausted. By the end of the day, we become so reactive, getting angry because no energy. We didn't put back the energy. We just used up whatever we stored through sleeping or eating. So this is why meditation is very, very important nowadays. Where you can charge your battery. It's charging battery, Nowadays, everybody understands the importance of charging battery because everybody carries mobile. If your mobile is not charged, you cannot use for anything. So we also have to make sure that we wake up every morning with one positive thought, spend the first 10 minutes meditating, soul consciousness, connecting with God, take that power, feel ourselves charged. And then we also need to make sure that we we refresh our intellect, some wisdom, knowledge, because some kind of understanding in life is also very important for us to remain charged. Together with light, we also need might. So that is what I believe. Reading something spiritual that actually refreshes our intellect, and then we can go along with our day's routine. And in between 1 minute every hour, we can stop. And then in the evening, before we go to bed, once again, we can charge our battery so that we are prepared to face the challenges. So that is why they say that, our thoughts are our best friend. And to think positive is the greatest gift that you give to yourself. It's not given by anyone, it's a gift I give to myself. Of course, thinking positive does not mean that, even though the things are going wrong and you put on a big smile and say everything is going okay. No, positive thinking means three things. Positive thinking means to see challenge as, problems as a challenge, difficulties as opportunity, and instead of reacting, you respond. Be an optimist instead of a pessimist. That is what it means to be positive, because it will save your energy. Wherever possible, I must make sure I save energy. Because that saved energy will rescue me when I have some difficult situations in life. So then I'm able to face those difficulties without getting panicky. So I would like you to experiment with this. When a situation comes, a challenging, a problematic, you look at it as a challenge, you will find the solution. Or if there is a difficult situation, for example, examination for a student, so look at that as an opportunity for progress. And every time, there is a tendency to react, speak too fast without thinking emotionally. So at that time, I pause and I use my intellect, analytical and emotional balance, then I can respond. So that in that way, I save energy. So drop by drop, as they say, drops and drops makes the well. So if I can save energy here and there, my mind becomes powerful. And then not only I am able to experience myself, my thoughts getting materialized, but I am able to face difficulties in life with courage. They always say that if you take one step of courage, God will come forward to help you 1,000 steps. So what it means to keep courage, to be bold enough to take a step forward with positive attitude, knowing that God's help is waiting for me on the other side. So it is faith in myself. And so we are human beings. We are very fortunate. Animals also have souls, but they don't have intellect. So they cannot think for themselves. We are human beings. When God created us, He put us in the highest pedestal because, we have something called intellect. We can think what is right, what is wrong, what is good, and what is bad. So let us use our intellect to discriminate, decide, so that we do the right thing and we are able to store energy within ourselves. I hope, I know, of course, we cannot talk everything, so many aspects of effect of thoughts on our life. Maybe another time we can share more with you. For today, I would stop here. As I said, I gave you a few homework. One was think less, think slowly, and think positive. Think only that you want to speak only that you want to do. And second thing is saving thoughts. Yeah, think before you speak, think before you think. and make your mind your best friend. Don't curse your mind, don't beat your mind, but handle your mind gently so that the mind can cooperate with you. So experiment with some of these exercises for the next couple of weeks before we meet again, so that you can feel, how our thoughts can create a world filled with peace and happiness. So what we will do now is just spend a few minutes reflecting on what we have heard so far before we move on to the next session. So please make a note if you have any questions to ask. Send your questions on the chat box, and then it will be taken up at the end. We won't stop for question answers now. So I would like you to sit straight wherever you are and sit relaxed. And if possible, can you open your camera? Because it is nice to make the eye contact, when we are meditating. So the vibrations of our mind can touch your mind, and your mind, which may be wandering, can become stable. So can you please open your camera as we meditate, and then you just focus your gaze on the forehead of mine here, visualizing the point of light present, and together we journey inwards and connect ourselves with the source of peace and wisdom. Om Shanti. I allow my body to sit comfortably, relax. I breathe in and breathe out normally. As I breathe in, I feel I'm breathing in relaxation. And as you breathe out, let all the tension slip away. So the first step, just stand back and observe the thoughts on the screen of your mind without suppressing, resisting. Let it flow naturally. Observe your thoughts as an observer as it passes on the screen of your mind. As you continue to do it, you will see the speed of thoughts begin to slow down. As the speed of thoughts slow down, just choose a few positive thoughts to introduce to your mind. I am light. I am a living light. I am peace. I am love. I am silent. Repeat these thoughts a couple of times until you embody them and you begin to emit the vibrations of peace, of love, power from within. In this true self-awareness, I am feeling myself very light, weightless. I can lift my consciousness beyond the matter, go beyond gravity into the dimension of golden red light. I see myself in the region of golden red light, filled with silence. In this silent home, I see myself in the presence of the Supreme Light, who is emitting so much light. I, the being of light, I connect myself with the source of light. I draw the light and might from the source of light, the Supreme Light. I stay in this connection. I receive the rays of light, might, love, and power. I feel refreshed. I feel empowered, recharged. I am prepared to return to this world of matter, to use my body to play my role, but with a different consciousness now, as a light communicating with another light. I am light. I am peace. I am love. And I radiate this positive energy out into the atmosphere. Om Shanti. 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 Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the session. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.